Hello there, I'm the Biz Manager and welcome back to Captain of Industry. Now my friends, today we are going to do something a little bit different from the previous two episodes. In the previous two episodes we have been dealing with crisis, a water crisis, a food crisis, petroleum crisis, a bunch of crises, right? Right, my friends? But now I think that everything is at least mostly taken care of, so we probably should try to resume our research. We didn't have a lot of time to get this rolling because, well, in order to move forward with research, we need to get a research level 2, and that is going to require us to redo this thingy, right? This was quasi-temporary. When we first built it, it was somewhat permanent for the early game, but we are a little bit far away from that now, and we deserve something along these lines, organized, beautiful, actually productive, right? And it's like, this thing is very simple to set up, because a science level 2 requires... Well, it's not super simple, but it's easy. It requires liquid and nitrogen. Now, liquid nitrogen can be built. First you need the nitrogen, right? It goes through an air separator, however, we then need to liquefy it. I believe it's right there. No. Hello, good sir, where are you? I'm sorry, my friends, this thing is a little bit complicated. I can't remember where everything is. We need this thing, the chemical plant right there. As we can see, we have the recipe. Nitrogen plus steel equals liquid nitrogen. Liquid and nitrogen, right? And we can output 4 every 20 seconds. We require 6 nitrogen every 20 seconds, which means that one of these bad boys can sustain 2 chemical plants, right? And 2 chemical plants can sustain 4 assemblies, so yeah, more than we need. I would say that having just 2 electrical assemblers is all that we need to get all of this science. So yeah, time to do a little bit of a reorganization of our thingies. We are not going to deconstruct this, we are going to leave it be. However, we are going to remove these assemblers, and we are just going to divert all outputs for maintenance. That's pretty much it. Everything else, like piston production and science production, we are going to remove from this line. Alright, my friends. It took me like 20 minutes almost to belt all of this together, but there we go. It is now organized, it is now beautiful, and it is now upgraded to the next level. No longer will we be relying on electrical assemblies level 1, we now will have electric assemblies level 2s all over this place. We have increased a number of assemblers, and we have an increased output, and is far better organized. And now we have access to level 2 thingies. Lab equipment, of course, that we still need to build all of these, deliver all of the outputs, but yeah, this thing is pretty simple. Right in here we are going to have steel, because with the electrical with the assemblies electric level 2s you have access to 2 recipes for mechanical parts, using 4 steel or using 5 iron. 5 iron gives you 4 parts over 20 seconds, 4 steel gives you 8 parts over 20 seconds. A far superior recipe, right? So we are going to use that one. So we have steel over here delivered to those assemblers to give us the mechanical parts. The electrical parts over here are going to receive the concrete. Let's put to request, and the rubber over here, right? Both the basic ingredients for electrical components. Right, let's take care of the exports, and now let's copy that recipe, bam bam, apply it over there. Now both of these components are going to combine together to give us a lab equipment level 1 and pistons level 1. Now we also require the iron, and that's why we have this unit storage right here to request iron to input to both of these machines. Now we are going to be creating level 1 vehicle parts out of 2 machines, and we are going to create level 2 parts out of only 1 machine, because if we look at the ratios, for every 20 seconds this pretty much is 1 for 1, so this way we'll be accumulating pistons level 1 and pistons level 2. So just in case we want to build a downgraded version of the worker units, we never know, right? It's better to leave that chance open. And if we don't, we can always put another assembler right there or right there. We have the space for that, so that's totally fine. Now, moving on to the level 2s, in here we are going to have two assemblers working on lab equipment's level 2, because unlike the pistons, we don't care about lab equipment level 1 anymore. We don't want to accumulate it, we want to go through it as fast as possible. So, one of these produces 8 every 10 seconds, and these consume 8 every 20 seconds, so it's 1:2 ratio, and that's precisely what we have over here. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Over here we have the liquid nitrogen industry. Pretty straightforward, right? This thing captures the nitrogen, expels the oxygen into the atmosphere, and then the nitrogen plus the steel gets combined into liquid hydrogen, is sent back via that conveyor in the middle, and then inputted into these two assemblers over here to create the lab equipment level 2. Now we just need to wait for every single machine to be built, and this thing can be kickstarted pretty much almost immediately. Now, my friends, before this thing gets completely built, yeah, that's what I was thinking. I need to deconstruct these things before this thing is operational, so that I actually have a little bit of space to put all of the parts, right? Because this one is full. This thing is well, this one doesn't really matter too much. But yeah, vehicle parts are also full, and you can't deconstruct a warehouse without emptying it first. So let's set up the deconstruction efforts of pretty much all of these thingies. We don't need them anymore. Let's deconstruct pretty much all of this. We are going to deconstruct these labs as well, because we want level 2s anyway, and we want to move them over here so that they can use the science that we are producing over there. Let's get rid of also this belt and all of this, because yeah, these things need to go somewhere, right? We can't just like vanish them into the nether. We actually need to put them somewhere else, so it's better to put them while we have space than after, right? Alright, my friends, cleaning efforts are done. Everything except the pistons are cleaned out. I paused this line over here, so we are not inputting pistons in here. So as we are converting pistons level 1 into level 2s, we are going to drain this thing out of here. I also added an additional maintenance depot. Now, we can see that we have an additional recipe over here. We are going to worry ourselves with this one at a later point. Right now, there is no point, we have other things that we want. But yeah, now this line is going to be totally dedicated only to maintenance, and that's pretty much it. This is not going to grow anytime soon. We are going to have all the maintenance in the world, so that's perfectly fine. And now this line is already ready, so that once we get into the into piston level 3 and science level 3, all we have to do is add additional assemblers in front of them, in front of this area, and we can just do that. Pretty simple and easy. But yeah, that's going to take a little bit of time. But well, my friends, this thing is almost done, so let's focus on other things. Let's take a look at the map. Now, we have found this oil rig over here, and we haven't repaired it yet. Now, our ship is waiting on the dock because there is not enough crude oil to be transported. However, if we have 2 of them, we are going to transport double the material. So let's start the repairs over here, right? And then let's go back into our magnificent recon ship and start loading the materials in. Let's see, do we have we have a lot of parts. These should be quick. Alright, my friends, we are almost ready to go, and now we have a small worker shortage, but that's going to be resolved relatively soon. Now, these research labs are still missing one thing. We are going to need 1 loose storage, and we are going to need to set up another thing in a little bit, but for now we can do it like this, because you see, this thing now consumes lab equipment level 2 and produces recyclable materials, and we are going to need to deal with them because they can be a little bit annoying and they accumulate very quickly. However, they have the advantage of, well, you can pretty much turn them into scrap iron, scrap copper, which means that you can then use them in your smelting industry, you know, to just alleviate the need of ores from the nodes, right? And that means that your nodes are going to last just a little bit longer. But for now, let's just accumulate all of those thingies inside of a loose storage level 2, and then we'll take care of them. Okay, my friends, finally we have workers who have at least one of these things going, which is pretty nice. In fact, we can even have 2. Cool, so now we can get into researches level 2. Now, the first thing I definitely want to do is salt production, plus glass making this thing is just absolutely necessary, and then we can get the better storages as well, and this thingy also help our boat a lot. Everything else is kinda, you know, also nice, like for example the vehicle cap, and this thing is just to control your boat a little bit. You know, other than that, it is nice to get these, at least these thingies. The rest we can get as we go along. But yeah, now that we have these things going, we are definitely going to need to recycle our stuff, because as you can see, like we have been researching for 2 seconds and this thing is already full. Right, I know, my friends. Now, the recycling plant, that thing is bulky. Jesus Christ, my friends. That thing, like, trust me, that thing is ginormous. Like, the plant itself is not ginormous, but the requiring infrastructure is quite ginormous. Okay, so you have this plant over here, right? Let's put it down right there, and then I will find a better spot. Now, you input recyclable stuff through those ports, and through these ports you get scrap iron, scrap copper, scrap gold, scrap glass. Now, it is very important for you to understand that we are not going to get scrap gold or scrap glass right now, because, right, we are creating scrap from research level 2. Research level 2 takes liquid nitrogen and lab equipment. Lab equipment takes electronical stuff, mechanical stuff. So what are we inputting? Iron and copper, right? However, I'm pretty certain that in the future we are going to have recipes with gold and glass, and then we are going to be able to recycle those materials. So yeah, right now we... oh, wait, don't build this. So right now we are only going to be producing iron scrap and iron copper, but we need to take into consideration that in the future we are going to be producing these. So usually these things also accumulate very, very quickly, so the best course of action would be to have... wait, not that, come on. So you would have, like, for example, something inputting from the back, right? You have like a big... really? You really have to do this, right? You put like a big storage of recyclable stuff in the back, because as you can see, you get it pretty quick. Then, in front of each one of these bad boys, you place down one of these, alright? Let's go like this, come on, like this, and like this. Oh, we need one more. Now, through here, as we can see, there is no output. I think this is just garbage, regular garbage. Yeah, I haven't seen this thing output anything just yet. Maybe it's for a future resource that we still don't have access to. Who knows, right? But in any case, we put a storage device in front of every single one of these thingies, and then right in front of that, we put a blast furnace. Right? One for this and one for this. And then we'll put others for the glass and for the thingy, but those things probably are going to require their own furnaces, so we just want one for the copper and one for the iron, and then we need to do like the metal casting for the iron and the metal casting for the copper with a copper electrolyzer in front of it. So pretty much, as you can see, this thing is rather bulky, and as we get more resources, it's only going to get even more bulkier. And yeah, I think it is better to create a modular design for your recyclable power plant instead of just accumulating the scraps and then transporting them into your original forge. I think it's better to just use your regular resources in the forge, and then you create a separate forge for your recyclable stuff. here we go, my friends. Recycling center has now been built. I told you this thing was bulky. This is kind of well Tetrised out, you know, it is fairly well compacted. It could be a little bit more, but oh well. And we only have half of the machine that we are probably going to need in the long run. So yeah, like I told you, super bulky, and that's why I built it over here in this corner, away from everything, so it doesn't really bother us, and that way we will have plenty of space in the future to expand the forge area to get, you know, the recyclable materials back into action. So here we go, my friends. We have one blast furnace for the metal stuff, right? It's going to go iron scrap recipe. And this one is going to be copper scrap recipe. They pretty much output the same stuff. Oh boy, the workers, I completely forgot about that. Have I not activated the beacon yet? I did. Okay. Let's continue maybe exploring the map. Oh, would you look at that, my friends? We found a sawmill. This is fan-freaking-tastic. We have now achieved infinite wood because, yeah... Let me just show you why is that is kind of important, because look at the devastation that we have brought upon this island. When it comes to trees, we have devastated a big chunk of the trees, and we are a little bit short on that, so pretty nice that we found the wood. But yeah, my friends, now it's just a matter of getting everything operational and start recycling all of those materials, and that means that we can now come over here and select this recipe because we'll have a way to deal with the recyclable stuff. Oh wow, my friends, I was just waiting for this thing to be completed, and now we got this warning: no designation available to be mined in the mining tower. We are devastating this ore node over here. We still have a little bit over there, but you know what? I am already prepared to go down, my friends. I have already prepared a few things in the background while we were waiting, because I could see this one coming a mile away. Now let's clear all of this mining area, because it's only interfering. There we go. So as we have seen before, making a ramp, very simple. If this thing points in the right direction, we pull 2 down and we go, let's say, minus 4. Minus 4 seems like a good height. And then we press the F key to flatten it, and then we can mine all of this beautiful stuff. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Let's just mine a little bit from here, and a little bit from here. Yeah, sounds like a good plan. There we go. Beautiful. And now we are even gonna get 1 billion debris while we are doing this. Now, as per usual, the excavators are going to do this from the wrong side, because of course they are. So what's going to happen is that this excavator is going to get stuck. Because it, yeah, I think. Maybe. If the excavator start excavating from the tall side, right? If they are on this side, on the ramp side, that's totally fine. But sometimes when they start excavating from here, they get stuck. But that, once again, that's totally fine, because even though they are stuck, the other excavators removing the debris will unstuck them. And as long as trucks can get nearby, they don't really need to be up close to the excavator. They still can serve the excavator, so that's totally fine. And now are we over here? We are still missing 40 components level 3. Oh, that's nothing. There we go. See, quick deliver. And that should be done in no time. There we go. Now, we have still a small issue with workers, but I just remembered something. We can boost the growth of our community, but that is going to give us with a slight unity decrease, right? So we can, like, for example, remove this one for now. Hello? Could you please update? Could you please update? No? Okay. That's fine. Eventually that thing is going to be green and everything is going to be fantastic. But in any case, this thing might be stopped, but we can now deliver the recyclables over here. We leave truck import on, truck export off. We want to keep full, and then these ones we make off and off. We copy this and we apply to all of the others. And in here, do we want... Maybe because you see, whenever you have like trucks servicing things they shouldn't, it's just a mess. So yeah, let's leave all of those. This is for the slag, am I correct? Yeah, this one is for the coal, so we want to leave on and on. At least import, export, no. Let's request some coal, and that's pretty much it. There we go. Now, I like to leave the last one as the place where trucks input stuff. You know, because the stuff will always move forward, and that way I can block this off without any complications, shall we say. Because sometimes, let's say, a truck can come over here, deposit, and then just hang around doing nothing, and then you don't notice, you build stuff around it, and the truck is just stuck. It's not exactly a major issue, because you can recover them. It's just one... Ah, okay, that's cool. For a moment I thought they came over here to drop slag. That would be a big no-no. But oh well, do we have workers for everything now? Not yet. We'll wait a little bit longer. Look at this one. This is the spider, instead of Spider-Man, this is the spider excavator. Oh my lord, this thing is just... Sometimes things can get a little bit quirky, shall we say. I don't know, but the worker who is inside of this vehicle has some serious balls, man. Look at the angle. Jesus, I don't even think that the health and safety in the workplace allows these kinds of things to happen, but oh well, they are not here looking at us now, are they? Alright, my friends, so as we can see over here, this thing is now processing the scrap, recyclable scrap, right? And then separates it into its basic components, and what the hell is going on? Blast furnace needs an Oh, I completely forgot. I'm so sorry. It happens sometimes. One over here, and in fact, let's just go like this. Quick delivery, bam, bam, bam. Really? Okay, I'm just trying to explore the world. Can I, like, not do this? Where you guys just annoy constantly my ship? Because my ship is better than yours, and yet you still think... We found a coal mine, fan-freaking-tastic. For a moment I thought we were kinda screwed, because, yeah, this thing is really amazing. You can, the same way that you can export oil, like in here, for example, you can export coal and in now sawmill, but 150 level 3 parts, now that's quite expensive. Ay. Now, my friends, we have explored pretty much everything that we can. I think this is the last place that we can go with the range, with the fuel range that we have, unfortunately, which means that we can't explore anything else until we unlock the fuel tanks level 2, which sit right here. Until we get this one, which, as you can see, like, first we need to unlock tech level 3, right? Weapons and bridges and all of that, and yeah, it's like, in my opinion, I think the fuel tank is a little bit far away in the tech tree, because you know, you explore the map actually relatively quickly, and then there is several places that you can go because you don't have the range, right? And the ship is pretty much just going to sit in... Where the hell am I? Oh, the ship is just going to sit in here for a very long time, and that's kind of sad, you know, but at the same time, it gives us an incentive to keep going in the tech tree. But well, my friends, now that we have the recycling center operational, we can now choose to use this recipe. As you can see, it is precisely like the other one that we were using before, but this time we get some recyclables back. We spend the same amount of resources, get the same amount of maintenance, precisely the same amount of time, except that we now get to, how should I put it? Get back some of the resources that we put in, which is actually kind of nice, because this thing actually produces some good amount of materials. Like, these are not all the materials that we already produce, because our trucks have been gathering them from here, so it's a nice boost to your smelting industry. Instead of just upgrading with more machines in your smelting industry, you just get to recycle a little bit of the materials that you put into your production line, which is actually pretty cool. Given that the iron and the coal, in this case the iron and the coal and the limestone and all of that, are kind of limited, getting a little bit back is always nice, I suppose. And here we go, so now we already have digging down into the node a little bit more, and so we'll have like plenty of ore for the foreseeable future. Now, speaking about foreseeable future, my friends, as we can see, our cap has been reached on vehicles, but we need to take into consideration the ginormous amount of vehicles that we have over here. Okay, so these guys are just collecting resources to put in our pier. After that mining designation is done, I'm gonna scrap all of those vehicles. In fact, I'm pretty certain that these guys are the last blue pickup trucks. I mean, we still have 2 more, but yeah, these are the last pickup trucks that we have available to us. Let's go over here. We own 27 blue pickup trucks and we already have 41 yellow pickup trucks. And for the small excavators, I think we have like 2 or 3 more over here. Yeah, so I think it is time for us to do a full renovation. All the old is going to be replaced with some new machines, far more efficient, and that way should help out a little bit, at least in traffic. Now, everything is constantly stable in vehicle traffic. Only when we build something big like this do we get very busy, but you know, it's something that we can easily deal. Holy Jesus, we already have 141 workers. Oh my lord. Stop. Nope, not that. This one, stop that, okay? Jesus, you tell people, like, we need a population boost, okay, guys? You can reproduce all you want, and they... Oh, really? Okay, then. They reproduce and get those babies into working age very quickly. I don't know what kind of engineering is going on in here, but it's not the mechanical type, that much I'm certain. Alright, my friends, finally we got the glass making machine. Beautiful, my friends, beautiful. Now, my friends, one thing I have to say, we are going to set up this thing in the next episode. I just wanted to have all the parts available to us, because, you know, this thing is not super complicated, but it takes its time. We need to set up 2 different industries to get the glass going. We need the brine industry, where we capture the brine produced by our desalination plant. Oh my lord, what the hell is going on in here? That's less than ideal. Could you please go away? That is less than ideal, but okay, that's why we have this in here. Oh, look at that, our reservoir is already completely full. Fine by me. It's just that I find this to be a little bit, shall we say, troublesome. Is there anything stalling this for some reason? I don't think so. I don't think it's stalling. We are just consuming way too much water. Alright, we can always expand this in the future if we need to. Probably we're not going to need to. But oh well, that's a problem for future me, my friends, because today we got a lot of things done. But I gotta be honest, I recorded this episode in several parts, so I don't exactly remember all of the things that we got done. Except for this, of course, and I think this got done this episode as well. But don't quote me on that, but in any case, my friends, I think I have ranted enough. Next episode we are going to get the salt plus glass industry going, so that we can finally lose the dependency on our neighbors to acquiring glass to make pistons level 2. And not only that, we also gonna get as much research going as humanly possible, so that, you know, we can actually progress through the game. There is a couple of interesting things coming up, like, for example, household goods, things to improve the happiness of our guys, and I think we should try and get these as fast as possible, because, you know, it's not that they are unhappy, but if we can make them even happier, I think that would be a plus. Oh, what is that? Advanced smelting. You have to see that I never came into this part of the tech tree, so I don't really know. Oh. Interesting, we can increase the output of pretty much everything that we are smelting. I like that a lot. Okay, what else? Oh, but this is the prize that we are actually, you know, trying to get. Hello? What? Dun dun dun. Oh, come on, game. Really? Really? Another recipe with items that are not available to us. Let's not look at the tech tree anymore, I'm disappointed. In any case, my friends, and with all of that said, I hope that you have enjoyed this episode and that you are enjoying the series so far. If you are, please consider subscribing and help the channel grow. But in the meantime, this is the Base Manager signing out. Bye bye.